How did Israel become a nuclear power in 1967? Then got breached by the biggest whistleblower in the world? And get caught dumping nuclear waste near its citizen? In today's video, you will see footage that no one will show you.
Aram, I come to the Aram checkpoint. What did you do? Nothing. Just want to...
פירוט מלא עם 60 תמונות שהוא צילם בסתר. אנחנו לקחנו את האינפורמציה הזו וממנה אפשר להכיר את הקריה למחקר גרעיני. לקחנו את כל 60 התמונות.
That is also the truth that no one did such act before me.
It's a sunny day in 1963. Secret military scientific project took place in Dimona. A nuclear reactor was built because of the threat that nearby countries were going to attack Israel. It's a heavy water moderated nuclear reactor. This is the nuclear dome. It goes 20 meters underground and is the heart of the Dimona facility. It produces 40 kilograms of plutonium yearly and is a 24 megawatt water reactor. This is how the one in Dimona is supposed to look inside. By the latest leaks, according to the fact that it's a water nuclear reactor, this can be the way it starts up. But every nuclear reactor has to be cooled somehow. Those are the cooling pipes of the reactor. Water flows in and flows out. Room 2. Here the fuel rods are made. The rods are the ones that run the reactor. Not only they are being made here, but lithium-6 too. Those are the rods that are being made inside of the facility. After that, they get packed into fuel assemblies. From here, they are transferred to this room. In this room, they are being covered with aluminum to be put in a fuel assembly right after. This is an inaccurate image of the facility inside. This is AI generated and only for demonstration. Room 8. In this room, uranium is being enriched for future use in a nuclear bomb. Here's a demonstration.
The centrifuge consists of a high-grade tube with a spinning motor at the bottom and a feeding tube at the top. Uranium is fed into the centrifuge as a gas. As the motor spins at high speed, the heavier uranium is separated from the lighter uranium using centrifugal force. The uranium-235 floats to the top and is collected at this section of the centrifuge, while the heavier uranium-238 in the color green falls to the bottom of the centrifuge and the enrichment process is complete.
Room 9. Here's the unique Israeli patent of laser uranium enrichment. This is it on the map. Here, uranium hexafluoride is put under a laser. The result is uranium-235 that is being sucked by a magnetic tube. Room 4. Here, the nuclear waste is being treated before being moved to a nuclear waste site. Now, the most secret room of all. Room 2. Underneath there are 6 floors. Over the ground, the room has 2 floors. First floor has a cute little restaurant and offices, and 2 lifts. Under it, there are secret offices and workstations. At the entrance, used uranium rods are being taken by a mechanical hand. Those rods come straight from the nuclear waste facility, where they are submerged in water for 60 hours before entering the second stage. This can be the facility from space. Room number 4, second stage. The rods are put inside a nitric acid where they lay 30 hours. After that, the uranium and plutonium is extracted with the help of several pipes. The result is a small 130 grams plutonium ball, 1.3 kilos in a week. 4 kilos is a bomb. That's 17 bombs a year, 1.4 bombs a month. From the second floor, you can watch. This is a balcony named Goldus Balcony. Right below the balcony lays the control room, the heart of Dimona nuclear facility. From here, the whole reactor operates and most of the facility. The world has seen this for the first time when Vanunu leaked those pictures. Underneath the control room lays the tritium room. Here, tritium is being made for potential use in a nuclear bomb. 10 times stronger than average uranium bomb. The process began when lithium is turned into rods and put in a special reactor. After it gets blasted with neutrons, it gets turned into tritium and helium-4. The tritium is collected and used in nuclear weapons. Underneath that room lays another one, named Metal Facility 2. Here, the nuclear bombs gets built. Under that room, there is another one. Here, Mordecai Vanunu filmed a thermonuclear bomb plan that's supposed to be 10 times stronger than average bomb. Those are the images. But there is so much more information to tell. It looks like they are still building the reactor. Leaked interviews show more and more. Iran says it has intelligence about the reactor and images inside. But the information didn't come that easily. At first, 1950, when the construction began, with the help of French, countries like United States, United Kingdom, Sweden, and Norway saw that there was a facility that is really similar to a nuclear plant. Weeks later, Israel said that it was a textile plant. Sometimes they said it was a metallurgical research center. But none of those fit the description. Plus, they clearly can see the dome from above. Israel responds by saying that the facility was for peaceful research in energy and desalination. But the Eisenhower and Kennedy administrations pressured Israel to allow American scientists to visit. Israel allowed supervised visits, but they were staged. Certain parts of the plant were sealed off or hidden. Fake control rooms were built. Elevators were disabled so inspectors wouldn't go to underground levels where plutonium separation occurred. Because of that, U.S. inspectors reported that everything appeared peaceful, but intelligence continued to indicate a weapons program. But Israel kept silent. Mordecai Vanunu, born on October 14, 1954. Birthplace, Marrakesh, Morocco. Mordecai was one of 11 children in a traditional Jewish family. His father, Shlomo Vanunu, was a small shopkeeper. His mother, Mazel Vanunu, was a homemaker. In 1963, when Mordecai was 9 years old, the family immigrated to Israel during the wave of Moroccan Jewish migration. They were settled in Beersheba, in Israel's Negev desert, a poor, largely Mizrahi, Middle Eastern Jewish, town at the time. Classmates and teachers described him as quiet but intelligent, sometimes rebellious, and very independent-minded. In 1976, while being 22 years old, Vanunu began working at the Negev Nuclear Research Center as a nuclear technician. At 1977, he worked at Facility Number 2. As seen before, it's the heart of the facility. He began gaining access to other areas. Later, he moved to other section of room number 2, Facility Number 95, where tritium is made. For a short time in 1979, he worked at room number 4, where, as we've seen before, nuclear waste is submerged in water for days. In 1982, he moved to the plant where plutonium was extracted. After being fired from Dimona in 1985, he flew to Thailand, then to Australia. In Sydney, he started a new life under his own name, took university classes, and converted to Christianity at St. John's Anglican Church in Glebe. While in Australia, he told friends at church vague hints that he had seen something terrible in Israel. Early 1986, Mordecai is on a plane with his backpack. Inside there are a few things. A small roll of undeveloped film containing 57 photographs of Israel's nuclear facility at Dimona, written notes and recollections about the facility's layout, processes, and plutonium output in London. He met journalists Peter Hounham and Wendy Robbins from the Sunday Times. The paper flew in nuclear weapons experts, including ex-Manhattan Project scientists, to verify his photos and story. Vanunu stayed in a London safe house for several weeks while the team confirmed his information. When the verification completed, he posted the information to Sunday Times newspaper.
After serving an 18-year sentence for revealing details of Israel's nuclear weapons program, Israeli police said Vanunu was arrested Tuesday.
Bringing him back to Israel for secret trial and imprisonment on charges of espionage.
He wants to cut himself off from Israel. He wants to make himself a new identity. He wants to make him. He wants to become rich.
proud and happy to do what I did. I'm very glad that I succeed to do what I did.
It was already too late. Israel's intelligence agency, Mossad, launched a covert operation to capture him before or just after the article was published. They launched Operation Sphinx. A Mossad agent named Cheryl Bentov, alias Cindy, posed as an American tourist in London. She befriended Vanunu, gained his trust, and invited him to Rome for a romantic weekend. Vanunu, unaware she was Mossad, agreed and flew with her to Rome, Italy, in late September 1986. They went to an apartment in Rome rented by Mossad. Once inside, 3 agents ambushed him. He was drugged, reports say with a strong sedative or anesthetic, believed to be thiopental sodium or a benzodiazepine. Mossad agents smuggled Vanunu from Italy onto a yacht named Lady L, waiting off the coast near La Spezia. He was bound and sedated for the trip. The yacht sailed across the Mediterranean Sea to Israel, where he was secretly brought ashore and arrested.
Like Israeli scientist Mordecai Vanunu revealed, it is the only country in the Middle East with a nuclear bomb. It's now believed Israel has 90 nuclear warheads and the ability to build almost 300 more.
After the leakage of the information, Egypt, Syria, and Iraq criticized Israel openly. The world seen that Israel has implosion, thermonuclear, and neutron bombs, which concerned a lot of countries. Israel denied everything and kidnapped Mordecai. He was sentenced for 18 years of prison, or 11 years of solitary confinement. He got a travel ban, speech restrictions, and nominated multiple times for Nobel Peace Prize by activists. Vanunu was released from prison on the 21st of April 2004, after serving 18 years, including over 11 years in solitary confinement. But something doesn't feel right. If the uranium is being enriched, where does it come from? Maybe they mine it? Israel has some low-grade uranium contained in phosphate deposits in the Negev, but it's not nearly enough to supply themselves. Declassified U.S. documents and reporting show Israel secretly acquired a shipment of Argentine uranium oxide in the mid-1960s, which is a yellow uranium powder that is used in enrichment processes. Still not realistic. What about Israel's biggest ally? Some reports claim that during the 1950s to 60s, small amounts of U.S. nuclear material may have gone missing and possibly reached Israel's program.
The interviewee, citing his natural curiosity, stated he observed another man lay his clipboard down on the empty drum located on the dock, whereupon he proceeded to read the information contained on the shipping order. He said he noticed that the destination for the equipment on the truck was Israel, and that it was to be transported by ship. After he had quickly read the information contained on the shipping order, the man grabbed the clipboard away from him, telling him in words to the effect that the material contained in the shipping order was confidential and not for his eyes.
In the last, most realistic theory of all, the uranium was given to Israel by France when they helped them build the reactor. If there's uranium, it has to lay somewhere. It can't just appear out of nowhere. If we check near the facility, we can see another weird building. Our team has enhanced this image 6 times. We can see a lot of containers, but those don't hold uranium. They hold uranium fuel most of the time in barrels. Those barrels are sent straight to the plutonium separation facility, where they are put in a nitric acid solution to separate the plutonium. But there are containers that contain nuclear waste that has to be buried. That happens here. In those places, the nuclear waste gets buried. What is the nuclear waste? Mostly it's gloves and suits that were used by the workers. Sometimes it's resins, chemical sludges, metal nuclear fuel cladding, and contaminated materials from reactor decommissioning. Dimona is famous for this pool. But what can it possibly do? This is called an activated sludge basin. It's used on site for treating wastewater from the plant's support systems and personnel facilities. Water gets purified with air by aeration diffusers, those tubes. Where does the water come from? It gets pumped by an underground tube and a pump system near the basin. The water comes from this tube that connects to an underground water system. This is a communication tower used by the facility. It can be really strong. Those are parking lots that are used by the workers in the facility. These are storage tanks, mainly for storing fuel. Those are water tanks for emergencies that can hold up to 18 million liters of water. This is another sludge basin. This is a basketball court used for other workers of the facility. These can be evaporation pods, but it's not confirmed. Those are 12 solar panels. Each one produces 257 kilowatt hours per day, or about 94 megawatt hours per year. It's enough to power the offices in the facility, but not to power the reactor. Near the basketball field, we can see a rainbow net, just like at a kid's playground. It may be a fun place for workers.
אני חושב שאחד המקומות הכי מרתקים, סודיים, מצמררים, שכל מי שנמצא בו לא מאמין כל יום שהוא מגיע לעבודה.
Senior officials presented information about the site's work and its secretive history. The video was secretly recorded. In the presentation, they tell about the mission. The officials emphasize that the work done at COMEG is a very, very, very important part for all of us. They described the facility as one of the most exciting, secret, and chilling places in Israel. They discussed the manufacturing of glove boxes, which are sealed containers used as isolated environments to perform various sensitive processes safely. A self-contained city. The facility is managed like a full-fledged city, featuring a complete community life, including residential areas, a synagogue, a post office, and essential services like a laundry, recreational facilities, and social activities like sports, football, basketball, a photography studio, and a band. They explain that the facility is divided into various neighborhoods. An engineer recruited to one neighborhood, for example, will work only in that specific neighborhood and will not know what is happening in the others. This means that people might live in the facility for weeks or months, which is weird because what about the radiation? In 2016, press reports summarized an ultrasound inspection of the reactor's older aluminum core and claimed the test found 1,537 defects, flaws, in the aluminum core. Reactor core material defects can degrade structural integrity, change heat transfer or corrosion behavior, and raise the risk of coolant failures or other malfunctions. Former employees and their families brought lawsuits and testified in Israeli courts, alleging leaks of radioactive materials at Dimona in past decades that sickened workers. But we forget about one major thing: Dimona itself. Dimona, founded around early 1950s, around 1955, as part of Israel's plan to settle and develop the Negev desert. The name Dimona comes from the biblical city of Dimona. It was originally founded to house workers building the nearby Negev Nuclear Research Center, as well as new immigrants, mostly North African Jews. About 36,000 to 38,000 residents. This is Lugol. Lugol's iodine is a solution of iodine and potassium iodide. It's been used for almost 200 years as a thyroid protector, antiseptic, and source of iodine in areas where people may be exposed to radiation. Twice a year, citizens of Dimona are asked to get one of these. One question is rising: why? We already know about where Israel dumps their radioactive waste at, but the water that cools the reactor is radioactive too. Where's the water getting dumped? The water from the reactor comes from a company that works with the nuclear facility called Mekorat. It takes water from the Kinneret and sends it straight to the facility. Estimated 2 million liters of water are processed inside of the facility every day. And that water has to go somewhere. 2 kilometers from the facility, there's a lake called Lake Hazara. In the local crater named the Little Crater, this lake flaws suspiciously in the winter. And in the summer, all the same, never stops. Near the lakes, there are fields that are fenced, and with signs that say minefields. Near the lake, there are also pumps and electricity lines that really don't have any reason to be there. Maybe they power the pumps that can carry the used water from the reactor to the little crater. That's why the water that flows there is always yellow. Maybe. Yellow water near a nuclear or industrial facility often comes from chemical waste or minerals, not radiation itself. Most of the chances this water is yellow because of iron/sulfur minerals that are common near industrial or desert areas. But there's still a chance that it's a chemical discharge from cooling or cleaning processes. Another suspicious thing is that you can't bring a dosimeter even near the facility. Not talking about the yellow lake and waters. If you'll try to do that, you will be imprisoned. The fact that the lake is a popular tourism site is even worse. People walk there and can be exposed to radiation. Not only those people, but others that live in Dimona or other cities near the facility. Maybe that's the reason that they are told to buy the pills. Disclaimer: information in this video is taken from publicly available sources. I'm not an expert, and this video is for informational purposes only. Copyright. I do not claim ownership of third-party materials, and this video is non-monetized.